And hello, all my fellow nerds. This is Oracle Nerd here, and welcome back once again to our Wonderland Remastered Steam release. So last time we had just started off on Arc 5, and this time we're continuing in the same part we had in the story. We're visiting Gidget currently. At least I think we are. I don't know. It's been a while. Anyways, but all lush white exterior, sprawling balconies, vine-wrapped pillars, and accompanied by flowers and greenery, a neatly kept garden with bursts of purple blooms. It's a picture-perfect portrait of quaint immodesty. Try saying that 5 times fast. Just takes one look at the manor, his jaw slack. Then spins on his heels. That's it, I'm going back. Genzo! I grabbed his arm an instinct despite its trademark hyperbole. Gidget was hell enough when all she had was the inn. Now she's got a whole effing mansion? He lifts his arms out for emphasis. And an army of Iggy lookalikes? Adora glanced at the army in question. It's not wrong. Though despite how unnerving their presence is, they don't seem to want us any harm. I watched the nearest one blow me upwards at a lock of bang covering his eyes again and again. Nor do they seem capable of it. I blinked towards his mansion. Maybe she... And I trailed off, and I was thinking of a way to end my sentence. Maybe she what? Maybe she wants to skin us? Maybe she wants to invite us to a nice tea party, then poison us and eat our brains? I mean, I kind of hate to say it, Genzi, but you're being kind of ridiculous. Now you're just being ridiculous. She never did anything like that. Besides, she remembers everything now too, right? So she knows how all the messed up stuff that happened before. Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of. Hey, come on. What was all that loser stick together stuff from back in the boat? He gives a sigh as I see his face soften in acceptance. Yeah, I did say that, didn't I? I bring a hand to his shoulders in an encouraging pat. Come on, let's go bag another one of our losers. Then start towards the manor entrance. He gets a winces but follows after me all the same. Damn, Iggs, you never do listen to some of the things. Do you ever listen to some of the things you say? The door closes with a creak behind us, cloaking us in the dim luminescence of the manor interior. The inside is quite a sight. Fancy. Decadent. Like the estate of some wealthy baroness. Gilded ornate paper lining the walls, triple-tier chandeliers illuminating room after room. Delicate china and golden fineries crowning furniture of rich mahogany. Reminded of Orlam's castle, the same aura of unrestrained extravagance dripping off every inch of this place. Only smaller, more compact, cozier perhaps if you could describe such a lavish chateau as such. Desert whistles beneath his breath next to me. Looks like someone leveled up. This is quite the upgrade. How come this place can't shower me with opulent niceties? I'd like to live in a lap of luxury for once. Genzo's hands go to his hips. It is a tempting sight. There are more Iggies inside. Some of them sweeping, dusting the rooms. Some of them carting trays of food. Others are staying like watchmen behind the doors. The nearest one pulls a lopsided salute at the approach of our group. And the Iggy I attempted to speak with earlier steps forward. I see more flaring arms and hands. I still have no idea how they're communicating. But the idea must have been conveyed, because the watchman Iggy glances at us, glancing towards the back stairwell. Then shrugs and motions us through. some security. Our Iggy leads us down the hall, and we leave the rest of the group behind as we start up the steps. Our Iggies go pushing past us. All of them seem to be harried, anxious, eager to get to where they are going and half stumbling down the stairs. Some of them carrying gleaming silver trays, some of them donning all assortment of clothing apparatuses, and still others carrying nothing at all, but wriggling their hands with such fervor, I'm surprised they don't trip and fall face first down the steps. Round and around the spiral steps we go, until we reach the top landing and step out into the grand upper hall lighted with flickering scones and painting after painting of Gidget. My thoughts first go to the placards, the ones that once lined the path to the village, of Gidget and her many assembles, all of them flashy and colorful, and occasionally erotic. However, these portraits are different, painted in dark, heavy strokes, and showcasing a stern-faced Gidget with a variety of Victorian-esque dresses adorned with lace and frills. The emotionless features, the stiff posture, she looks almost doll-like. I'm feeling a tad deceived. You're telling me, I jerk my gaze away from the portrait in particular, it seems as though its eyes are following me. The memories are coming back stronger now. Memories of that room in the inn, of Gidget sitting next to me on the bed, of her eyes pointing at me, her hands. I shake my head, wiping my forehead. No. Things will be different this time. They will be. Arigi leads us down the hall of Gidget, stepping out at the set of large gold-trimmed old doors. He pauses, knocks. Now, 30 seconds later, another Iggy pops his head out the door curiously. He sees us and blinks, then shuts the door. Another minute passes. I scratch my calf with the side of my foot in awkward silence. Finally he returns, and this time the door opens wide. We're ushered into the ornate bedroom. The giant four-poster canopy bed sits against the back wall, its enormous mattress topped with a marshmallow-like duvet and an army of lacy pillows. Plush purple carpet lines the wide expanse of floor. The dainty decaled furniture interrupts the horizon in picture-perfect arrangement. All of it looking as though carefully carved by a master craftsman. I feel myself start to sweat as I look around. Oh, goodness me. Iggy, what a pleasant surprise. Oh? Megan shoots the sound in the voice, an enormous round tea table in the right-hand side of the room. The owner of the voice, currently situated snugly amongst a mouthful of frilled blankets and his head. Gidget? Gidget beams at us from above her porcelain teacup. She looks the same as the portraits outside. All done from the head to toe in filigree, in lace and filigree. A delicate wide-brimmed hat crowning her head, and a lower half completely obfuscated by a giant billowing skirt that floats out across the floor like a waterfall of purple. She tilts her head to the side with a bemused trill. And perfect timing, too! I was just sitting down for tea. Will you join me? This begins to fall apart. I know what I said before was a joke, but the possibility is suddenly becoming a bit too real. He hisses. Before I'm able to respond, our guide Iggy gives us an exuberant push forward towards the table, as another set of Iggy's approach to pull a duo of chairs from the table. We're shoved into him just a tad bit too hard. They're practically choked as the Iggy's tie a set of napkins around our necks. I tug on mine with a grimace. Then look out across the table. It's filled with trays of pies and cookies and scones and tarts. From behind, a pair of Iggy's delivers us each cup and a saucer full of tea. I eye it dubiously, but don't partake. Never so lovely that you would join me today, Gidget's voice still sickly sweet. She takes a sip of her tea. It's so long since we last spoke. Has it? She brings a hand to her mouth to laugh. Oh yes, I'd forgotten. It's only a matter of days to you. I chuckle nervously, place my hands in my lap. You remember too then? I start. Of course, I smile. It was quite a surprise, I would say, to realize how much has happened, how much we've gone through together. That's one way to put it, Genzo grumbles beneath his breath. His smile curls even wider. Oh yes, you and I had our fair share of tips, didn't we, Genzo? If you call keeping you from snipping Iggy's dingo off tips, then yeah, we've had our fair share of them. Let's listen to a hyper squeal from Gidget. I feel my toes curl in discomfort as I watch her bat the hanky to her eye. Well, extraordinarily droll. I have to say that I miss your unique brand of off-color comedy. She sighs, brushes an errant hair out of her eyes. Don't worry though, Iggy. I have no such inclinations any longer. No, I'm happy to say that I've moved on. I'm going to sit up straighter. You have? She brings her finger to her lips, with her gaze going skyward in memory. It took me a while, admittedly. I was a bit beset when I arrived here, as you might imagine. All those memories, all those rejections. I clasp my hands together, fingers clawing at each other. But I used that feeling to propel me forward. It fueled me, Iggy. Oh, the things that you can do when inspired. She spreads her hands with such energetic gusto that a few splashes of tea jumble out to decorate her chin. When Iggy styles over, she quickly wipes them away. She takes the opportunity to tug on his collar, her fingers caressing his cheek. Oh, my beautiful darlings, for instance. Iggy curls in against her palm with an affectionate nuzzle. I programmed all of them myself. Wonderful, aren't they? Adorably efficient, obedient. Throws her finger beneath his chin with a lavish grin. Magnificent in bed. The temperature of my cheeks rises about 500 degrees. And next thing he gets, he probably chokes on his own spit. He beats his fist against his chest as he coughs up half a lung. They're everything I could ever want. Perfect companions for a perfect life. Gidget turns her attention to her tea with a leer, fingertips holding it poignantly to her lips as she pulls across the surface. Well thinking, I grab my own tea, hands shaking as I take a sip. Any kind of distraction is a godsend right now. Those childish feelings have long since passed, though. You have no need for things like anger and jealousy. No, they would be quite unbecoming of me, I think. I've experienced all such imperfect urges in my life. That's nice. I stare at my tea. At any rate, eat. The food would go to waste otherwise. You two are surely famished after your little adventure, she says with a demure smile. He isn't wrong. Something about the food makes my stomach turn. All of it's sweet, too sweet. A cloying smell curling in my sinuses and making my stomach roil. What do you mean go to waste? Aren't you gonna eat any of it? Gidget muses as he scratches at his cheek. Gidget pauses, a look of absolute bewilderment coloring her features. Then laughs as though she's ever heard the most amusing anecdote of her life. Heavens no, once you achieve this level of perfection, you no longer need to consume anything. Quite dirty, really, when you think about it. Eating. Probably weigh all those little bits like some kind of cow. She takes another sip of tea. No, I've taken nothing but my daily rations of tea. How else do you think I managed to attain this figure? His brows arc. Then why make all this food? He sounds absolutely affronted. One must keep up appearances. She grabs another Iggy on its way by with another tray of freshly-made egg tarts. Gidget's cheek with a playful grin. I need something to keep my little darlings occupied, so I get restless when they have nothing to do. I simply stare at her in disbelief. Then glance around and see all the Iggy's watching me. I gulp, shrink in my chair just a bit. Finally, I grab one of the cookies so as not to appear rude, nibbling on it in silence. Next thing Genzo sighs and reaches for one of the cupcakes. Please don't let this be the last cupcake I'll ever eat. We much on our sweets and silence, Gidget watching us with a look of counted accomplishment painting her cheeks. Plates of desserts are changed out for new ones, most of them untouched. Gives coughs next to me. I can see you chewing on my cookie. Once, twice, again and again, until it turns to a bloody slough in my mouth. Another cough. This one is followed by an ode to a riz that nearly sends the cookie slobber out between my lips. Ig! Someone confused pants. He just glares at me, gaze shooting pointedly towards me, between me and Gidget. Say something! Fine, hisses. Oh, I coughed through my throat. This is back to Gidget with an awkward squeeze in my chair. This is great and all, but, like, surely you're not going to stay down here, right? I feel like we had this conversation a million times over at this point, but I don't know what else to say. Clearly there's something wrong here. Something we need to fix. This place is warping us. Warping? Gidget cocks her to the side. This smiles. More like transforming. I see everything perfectly now. All the mistakes I've made in my have opened my eyes. It led me to my own stupidity. All my life I relied on someone else to make me perfect. But I can achieve my own perfection, caught through my own hands. Don't you see? I have everything I ever wanted, and I did it all myself. Cold tendril of dread curls up inside my chest, tickling the base of my larynx. Everything you ever wanted? I grimaced, tossing a glance around the room. When have you ever wanted any of this? None of this seems like you. I take a sip of my tea, hoping it will mask my discomfort. What would you know about me? Gidget's voice goes suddenly sharp, and for a brief moment something about her changes. Her eyes, they go from otherworldly flash of yellow. I swear I see her pupils split for a second. I sit back in my chair with a start, sloshing the tea up onto my wrists. But the moment is short-lived. She blinks. Sits back with a smile. Beckons nearby Iggy to come refill a cup. Yes, what would you know about me? She muses as she sits back, impish smile playing on her lips. Nothing but stifled me all my life. You and your graceless comments. It's important dependency on you has done nothing but hold me back. Oh, because you're the patron saint of altruism. Genzo pushes himself to his feet. Please, must we start this again? Gidget fans herself. You're only making a fool out of yourself. No, she's right. It's fine, Genzo. Oh, this is a very familiar choice now, isn't it? I want to say something. I really do. Because she's right. She's fucking right. But all of a sudden, my voice feels trapped inside my larynx like an air bubble of an oversized gulp of soda. My gaze drops to the table as my cheeks grow warm. I bring a shaking hand to Genzo's sleeve, giving him an anxious tug. It's okay, Genzo. It's fine, really. I eke out, my voice cracking. Genzo looks at me. It's a Gidget. See his brows twitching a furrow. And finally he sighs, letting himself fall back in his chair with a huff. Fine. Forget it, I guess. But I don't miss the hint of concern on his little glance he shoots me. Nor the way Gidget simply stares at me, lips pulled into a thin line. I cross my hands together beneath the table and stare down at my half-finished cup of tea. Finally Gidget yawns. Your unfettered emotions tire me. I must rest. She really puts her hand towards the Iggy's, who said at once to clear the table. Stay if you so insist. My darlings will see that you're comfortable. Though I recommend you embark upon the morn, I have no desire to join you in your silly game of heroism. Return to your unfulfilling lives and leave me here. But Gidget holds her palm out, cutting me off, and two nearby Iggy's move forward to pull out our chairs away from the table. I give a little retch as my napkin is yanked from my throat. Then throw a pained glance in Gidget's direction as I led from the room. The door swings shut behind us with a slam, making my bangs flutter forward. Well, Genzo muses, that could have gone better. Pause. But it could have gone a lot worse too, so I'd say we broke even. Clasps his hands together. Guess there's nothing we can do. Let's rouse this follow teen house. Kenzo! His shoulders immediately slump. Yeah, I thought I'd try anyway. Maybe we'll have more luck tomorrow. We can't just leave. I throw an arm towards his lower half. I'm sure you could use a lie down anyway. You're admittedly not wrong about that. I've been about ready to pass out for the last hour. I cringe. I can't tell if he's exaggerating or telling the truth. Probably a little bit of both. Come on. I give a shoulder an encouraging pat. We'll get some rest. I turn towards the front door where our Iggy guide is standing, head cocked and staring at us curiously. Oh, my shoulders jump. Sorry, were you waiting for us? His head tilts in the opposite direction a silent moment longer. Then probably clasps his hands together with an almost audible chop chop and twists on his heels, walking purposely down the hall. We follow a step behind him. Once back in the bottom of the stairs, he takes us left, leading down a corridor with more flustered Iggies running to and fro. Further, past open doors leading what looks like libraries, studies, tea rooms, and dining rooms. Curving around the outside of a miniature theater room, completely with heavy silk curtains and rows of velvet seats. The glass hallway looking out into the lush terrace, gardener Iggy's clipping away at the bushes and flowers. This place is huge. I gulp unwittingly. It's a little bit too much. A little bit much. The Iggy's in particular. I can't help but feel a combination of discomfort and pity for them as they scurry about. Finally, after it feels like we walked a couple of entire cities over, our guide comes to a stop in the middle of a quiet-ish hallway lined with doors. Glances left, then right, then gestures towards the two closest. Thank fucking God. I was half expecting us to run into Minotaur down here. I throw a glance at the doors. These are for us? A zealous nod. I expect him to move out of the way, but he doesn't, just standing there staring at us. Thank you? I cough, shuffle my feet, then start to step past him. Away from him to whip out something out of his shirt, holding it out expectantly. It's a piece of paper. When I take a look more closely, I see it's a menu. List of exquisite sounding dishes and desserts, lines fine surface, and fancy curl prints. We can have any of these? Another nod. My eyes go wide to take in the array of options. Diggy hands another sheet to Genzo, who takes it curiously. Look at this! Look at the little faces, it's so adorable. The number of selections is staggering to say the least. I feel myself start to sweat at a loss of what I should choose. Wait, what? Genzo? Wait, what? Why is Genzo's face going red? Why is his face going red? Can I have a moment to look it over? Diggy nods, points at a little bell above the door, then presses his palms together as though praying. Okay, cool. I say before glancing over at Genzo, who has suddenly gone red. I'm surprised that he doesn't overheat on the spot. What's wrong? He's just staring down at the paper. And then when I lean down and look, it says, I see the word special services written on top, followed by a range of services I don't know if I could ever bear to say out loud. Oh, poor Iggy. You know, it makes sense that he's red now. I start to away so fast I nearly tear it in half, my own cheeks burning. Look at him just standing there. Oh, poor Genzo, dude. He can't catch a break. There'll be no special services from the Iggy dolls, I squawk, my voice cracking. Then shove the offending piece of paper back to Iggy's hands. We won't be needing this. Still red. Oh God. I think I can assume. The Iggy starts floundering, bringing his hands to his head in anxious confusion, nearly dropping the paper. But finally shoves it back inside of his shirt and bows his head. He gestures towards our rooms with a sheepish wave of his arms. Thank you, I mutter, then start for the door. Let's go, Genzo. Genzo's still just standing there. Still just staring down at his hands where the paper once been. His face still a color of tomato. Okay, that has to be the funniest moment in this game. You can't tell me there's anything funnier than that. Ugh. Okay, okay. I need a moment to calm down. Alright. Alright, I'm good. A few hours later, I've showered and toweled and swallowed myself into a 2-inch thick robe, feeling altogether more refreshed. Even more so as when I step out of the bathroom to see the meal I ordered, ready and waiting for me atop the gleaming plates of silver. Salmon and pepper steak on rice, blue cheese wedge salad, baked sweet potato with butter and brown sugar. Oh, that all sounds good. Entire tray of garlic bread dripping with oil. Of course, desserts, hot peanut butter sundae, a slice of cookies and cream cheesecake. Stop making me hungry. They even somehow procured me a box of shock tarts to snack on, which is saying something, as I'm pretty sure they don't even make those anymore. My stomach gurgles in spite of itself, and I let myself flop down on my bed with a sigh of content. The bed yields delightfully beneath me, all downy folds of cloud-like comfort cradling my weary frame. I accidentally end up lying there, staring at the ceiling for about 5 minutes before remembering the food. With a sit up with a jolt and scooch towards the trays. The meal is as delicious as it looked, but to the point that makes my jaw ache. Wash it down with the glasses of wine and juice and some kind of the curiously delicious lime drink that Iggy, who came to take my order, had fervently pointed to. Between the food, the bed, the shower, and the robe, I feel like $1 million. Awash in unbridled complacency. There's way too much food for me to finish. Once my stomach begins to complain, I take a break lying back amongst downy blankets to snack on the shock tarts as I study the surrounding walls. It's a cozy room, and the same ornate vibe as the rest of the palace, but smaller, more compact. Gold vines and leaves run up the wallpaper to nestle beneath exquisitely carved frames that outline the ceiling. Wall-high curtains hang in heavy set folds that dive from the rod like pressed fondant. And brilliantly polished furniture garnishes the environs at thoughtfully placed intervals. I close my eyes, breathe it in. For once, my anxiety is nowhere to be found. It feels good. Another sigh. Now my gaze wander the room as I roll over to my stomach. First to the shelf with the books, trinkets in the far wall, then to the cupboard next to it, a small television set sitting on top. Curious, there's a TV here? I push myself up back to a seat, search for a remote, then click on it, and click it on. A sprightly professional tune begins to play as the screen comes to life, people talking. The news broadcast. Only the one seen by the desk is Gidget donning a crisp blue suit with her hair up in a high bun. On Wonderland Insider, we have your daily dose of news from across the kingdom. As always, things couldn't be better. Clear skies as far as the eye could see, a lovely breeze coming in across the water. Yes, I'd say it's simply perfect. Perfect day to step out and take life by the reins, wouldn't you agree? Here comes the way to a new scene at another desk, where Gidget is also sitting, only this time dressed in a sunny yellow dress and seated in a sprawling white couch. I'd say it is, and you know what else is perfect today? Today's words of inspiration. Remember, pessimism leads to weakness, while optimism leads to power. You can be perfect too, if you only lock away those impure thoughts. Become who you were always meant to be. The camera cuts away again. This time to another set where Gidget is in a trendy-looking sweater and cat-eye sunglasses, standing among the bed of fake flowers and backdrop by floating white clouds. And now, time for today's fashion advice. Just because you're at home with the kids doesn't mean you need to look like a slob. Now you can make the other moms jealous with a jazzy sweater combo that'll have your man swooning when he comes home. Practical and sensation. I jab my finger on the channel button. This is getting too weird. Besides the speaker boosting a summary tune, and my brows rise as I take inside of a bikini-clad Gidget standing in front of a gaggle of swim trunk Iggies. She's moving her body in time with the music, arms up and down, outstretching from left to right, all while calling out words of encouragement as the Iggies follow in time behind her. Oh, it's like an exercise channel, I'm assuming? I blinked. Watch it for a moment. It's quite relaxing, actually. The music, the movement. That's the way. You're doing great. Up, down, left, right. It's soothing. Not really thinking about it. I slid out the bed and stand in front of the TV. Is he really gonna be doing the freaking exercise thing? I remember there was a CG for this as well. I don't remember. I think there was a CG for it. This time I begin following along. 1, 2, 1, 2. Now touch your toes, right to left. I bend down as there's a total back and forth with the music. Then back up. Instead of trunk twists, followed by some knee lifts, my robe flaps around with me in the movement. I guess I focus on even hear the door open, nor see the person enter. Just stretching my arms up over my head with a rhythmic pulses. Till, what the actual fuck are you doing? I jump back so quickly I lose my footing and fall into a splayed pile of limbs on the floor. Genzo! I said with flush, but pulling my Mew's robe back tight around my frame and scrambling for the remote. I click over to the TV and the room goes uncomfortably silent. He stares at me, blinks. Finally, should I even ask? I shake my head and quickly bashful little jerks, then rise shakily back to my feet. What are you doing here? Well, I was going to suggest we do a bit of investigating. Mostly because I figured you were probably over here worrying yourself into an anxious little mess. But I see now I may have been mistaken. His gaze flicks toward the half-finished plates of food, desserts, and the pile of Mew's sheets. Made yourself at home, did ya? My cheeks go red again, and I attempt to extricate a low-hanging clump of bang out of from my eyes. Gives smiles and laughs. I mean, if you're fine, I'm fine, I guess. No, I bring a hand in protest. You're right. I perhaps lost myself a bit. I remember that there was a CG in the original where you actually see him doing exercises. No, unless I'm thinking I'm thinking Our Cinderella. My bad. I'm thinking of a different game. same guy, just different person. Just like a different game or whatever. I think I would like to look around. Maybe my voice gets smaller with each word, and my gaze drops to the floor. Alrighty then, another chuckle. Maybe put some pants on, and I'll meet you outside. I nod, then watch and wander back over to the door. Tension of shame poking my cheeks. I really have lost myself. I need to focus. Get Gidget out of here. Find the others. Fix all of this. Right. I nod again, this time to myself. For myself. Then return to the bathroom to find my clothes. I like this music. I like Kara's music choices. It's really nice. If the manor had felt large before, it now feels positively enormous. Every corner we turn reveals more and more hallways, and every hallway is lined with more and more doors. How does she even expect to use all this space? I muse to myself as I stick a head inside another polished den, this one with crackling fire, casting dancing tufts of light across the floor. I catch sight of the adjacent window before I return my gaze to the hallway. Dark. Night already? How does anyone with this much space use it? Gibbs opens the door to some kind of Iggy dorm room, sticks Iggy's glance at with surprise in his intrusion. He balks and slams the door shut. I feel like we've wandered through about 100 hallways already, and the most interesting one we found is a signed copy of Moby Dick. Yeah, that was weird. I'm not sure what we expect to find anyway. Some magical key that will make Gidget listen to us? Indeed, especially considering I thought we already had that key. I blinked till I hit to the side. We do? Just bring the hand to my forehead. You dumb fuck. I slapped my hand to my forehead with a wince. Oh. Then... Hey! But Genzo has already moved on, whistling under his breath around the next corner. We're back at the entrance. My irritation evaporates, only to morph instead into hopeless frustration. That means we walked around the entire place. I throw my hands out in exasperation, which startles a nearby Iggy standing watching by the door. We call it a night then? Get ourselves some shut-eye? I scratch my head, eyes wandering in the entry hall. It looks the same as when we walked in, only yellower now as the light from the wall scones is illuminating the space. I turn around towards the back stairs leading to Gidget's room. Is she up there now? What is she doing? curlicue of guilt plays in my spine. You've done nothing but stifle me all my life, you and your graceless comments. If only I could talk to her, apologize, or something. Nothing I say will take back the things I've said. Fix them. But maybe somehow, I'll drop my gaze and notice the stairs keep going downward, without continuing past the edge of the floor. Oh? There's the doors are next to me. There's a basement. Apparently, either that or a portal to hell, which is funny because I thought we were already there. I start slinking towards the stairs to peek over the railing, trying to catch a glimpse of the lower floor. It feels forbidden somehow. No one had said a thing about us walking around. Not even when we barged into rooms or got in the way of Iggy's trying to go about their hurry tasks. But somehow looking at those descending stairs, I can't help but feel this area is off limits. I glance back. Kids are just looking at me, and beyond him I see a watchman Iggy rocking side to side at his feet, staring up at the ceiling as he bounces his head and sings some melody in his head. There's no one else in sight. I turn my gaze to the stairs, then nonchalantly stroll down them. Iggs! Genzo hisses before clutching his cap at his head dashing after me. But I don't stop until I reach the bottom. Another hallway. Though this one is darker, the wall is covered in deep red paper. And the scones are spaced further apart, their flickering light casting long shadows across the floor. Genzo nearly rams in my back as he comes flying down the stairs after me. Jesus, maybe warn the guy before you decide to go all loop in the third, would you? I was trying to be subtle. Subtle and you go together like my ass and those horrible Lambrook City bus seats. You try, but you just can't make it work. His gaze goes to the hallway, he blinks. This does look mildly promising though, in a probably going to get us killed kind of way. Come on, let's check it out. I start forward down the hall. Rare to go as ever at the sight of agonizing death, I see. We walk silently down the darkened corridor, our footsteps masked by the thick rugs. It's eerie that the way our shadows jump from scone to scone, like out of sync shadow puppets projected on the wall. It doesn't take long to reach the end. Upon reaching it, the hallway turns left sharply, revealing a small entryway with a single red door, and a single Iggy standing guard in front of it. Just see him peek his head like, oh, hello there. Okay, that just screams suspicious. What in the world would Gidget have locked away down here, though? You're asking me? I mean, my first thought was sex dungeon. But my first thought is always sex dungeon when it comes to these things. So I'm not sure that's saying much. How do we get in, though? Hey, I think we could take him. We're not attacking the Iggy doll! Not only would that feel just wrong, but for all we know, they could have some kind of I don't know, built-in alert function. Fine. You got another brilliant plan? I like how Scooby-Doo this feels. I pull back, finger to my chin. I'll distract him, then you slip inside. I have to go? Well, we can't both go. What if we get trapped down there? This way I'll be able to get you out if anything happens. Oh, you will, Mr. Allergic to Conflict. I'd like to see that. This elicits a laugh. I really don't like this plan. Come on, it'll be fine. I'll stay here until you come back out. Then I can distract the guard again. Genzo rose his chin, froze his brows, looks at me. Fine, but only because I'm pretty fucking curious what's down here. He has his finger in my chest. But you better damn well stay right here. You hear me? No wandering off and getting yourself into trouble. As you won't do. I raise my hand in defeated acceptance. I will. Iggy Maxwell, I swear to God, if you... He curls his breath beneath his breath. He curses beneath his breath, but ultimately shakes his head. Whatever, just go. Do your thing. Distract the little red bun-eyed bugbear. Aye, Captain. I shoot him a playful salute. It then makes his corner of his mouth twitch, then peek around the corner. Iggy Guard is still standing in front of the door. He's walking from side to side, looking at the ceiling, looking on the floor, scrutinizing something on his wrist. This doesn't seem like it's going to be particularly difficult. I clutch my hand to my chest and over-exaggerated groan and go stumbling into the middle of the room. The Igor jumps back in surprise, going right around straight. Then he comes rushing over. Oh god, the pain! The pain! I stagger half trip, take another few fleeting steps, and collapse into the heap as far away as possible from the door as I can. This is literally a Scooby-Doo moment. POV, Scooby-Doo moment. I claw my fingers in the folds of my shirt, breath labored and voice hoarse. I can see the light. The Igor looks positively distraught. He slaps his hands to his cheeks, gazing down in concern. But please help. I don't think I have much longer. I reach my finger towards him. Matt's pounding his heels in his hands to his forehead. I almost feel guilty. Almost. With a little wobble, he drops to his knees next to me, tentatively reaches towards my shoulder. Despite being made of buttons, his eyes are surprisingly emotive. And the look of sheer despair he gives me is enough to make me feel like I'm actually dying. He pulls his upper half of his lap, hands smoothing the back hair. Thank you, I eke out. I'm just glad to have someone here at the end. Big salty tears start draining down Iggy's face. I have no idea where they come from, they're just there. With a shoulder jerk, he squeezes me against his belly and hugs so tight I can't even breathe. I let out a muffled eep. But I catch sight of the door just around the bony lump of the Iggy's waist. His eyes open, just standing there, shooting me a look of pure, unadulterated bewilderment. I blinked, jerked my head in the direction of the door with a glare, then buried myself into the Iggy's embrace that with greater fervor, lay out a series of 3 sobs. Only once the door was closed, then I pulled back with a jerk. The Iggy looks at me. I look at the Iggy. We stare at each other for a good 30 seconds. Then bring our hands with a shrug. Oh, guess I'm feeling better now. I like how I read that in time with the music. I laugh, pushed myself to my feet. Then walk stiff-legged back towards the hallway around the corner. I don't stop until I'm well out of sight. My back to on the wall, my heart beating out of my chest. I hadn't even realized how nervous I had been the entire time. Heat of the moment, I guess. But now it's all rushing to catch up with me. Just for a few seconds, like a head spinning. I just stand there and breathe until my body begins to unclench. When I'm feeling semi-normal again, I chance to glance back around the corner to see Iggy just standing in the middle of the room, brows curled in confusion. Then he brings a finger to his chin, looking left, then right, and finally wandering back towards the door with a scratch of his head. Mission accomplished then, or something. I let out a sigh of relief. Now to wait. Wait? Of course wait. Really? Iggy wanders back down the hallway towards the steps. That's not why you came down here. That's not why you suggested splitting up. I bite down my lip. You wanted to go find her. It's true. I want to talk to her. I need to talk to her. Maybe my only chance I've got. I've got to do it alone. Something Genzo would never have approved of. Deep down, I've been playing this the whole time. I'm the only one that can fix this. My shaky hands, my hair and forehead sweaty. Damn, I lasted a grand total of about 30 seconds, didn't I? I throw a silent apology and gives us direction and take off back down the hall. Whew. That fucker probably lasted a grand total of 30 seconds. uh, I love how well these two know each other, but I think I'm going to leave this video here for now. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to leave a like, comment what you think, share this video with your friends, and be sure to subscribe and click the bell so you don't miss a single notification. I'll see all of you in the next video. Goodbye.